So my girlfriend contacted me recently to find out some information about different types of wigs. She really would like to start wearing wigs because she has hair that's thinning at her temples and along her hairline. Almost like a receding hairline, but not that bad. I think she thinks it's worse than it really is. But then we're always our biggest critics, aren't we? So when we're talking about the different wig types like monofilament tops versus skin tops and things like that, she says to me, I would have started wearing wigs like years ago, but because I'm single, I worry that when I date, men are not going to be turned on by the fact I wear a wig. And I said, why wouldn't they be turned on? And she says, well, won't they be upset when they find out that it's not your real hair? She said, I'm really nervous about that whole thing. So my friend asked me, did you ever have anything like embarrassing happen with your wig or any weird social situation, And I said, well, the only thing I can remember that happened, I was on a second date, and at the time I was wearing micro bead hair extensions. My hair was like a 613 blonde, and I had, really light blonde hair extensions in. And he was actually walking behind me in a restaurant, and we were going down a flight of stairs, and one of the hair extensions fell out. It really was my fault that happened. They had been in for a couple of weeks, and I knew I needed to change some of them out, and I just hadn't. So he picks it up off the floor, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Your hair is shedding, it's falling out. And I said, oh God, I'm so sorry. And I took it from him. I said, that's one of my hair extensions. And he's like, oh, I didn't know you wore extensions. And I said, oh yes, I wear hair extensions and wigs all the time. And so once we got seated at our table, he's like, well, why do you do that? And I said, well, my hair just genetically is very fine. I said also, because at that time I was in my late 30s, I said as I'm getting older, I noticed that it's just not as thick as it used to be. And I just like to have volume, and so it's just something I do. That man did not see me again, and that's okay, because I am not going to change who I am for anyone. If a man is not comfortable with the fact that I wear wigs and hair extensions, obviously he doesn't need to be with me. I think as women, we bend over backwards sometimes to wear the makeup and the clothes and the hairstyles that we think will please our man. And I believe now that I'm 47 years old that that's stupid. You should dress and wear your hair and enjoy your life the way you want to. Because girls, as we all know, there is no guarantee that that man is going to turn out to be Mr. Right. So don't change you. If you enjoy wearing wigs, wear them. Now, that was one time I had a negative experience. I dated all through my 30s, and every man that I dated knew I either had hair extensions in or I was wearing a wig. And I really had no rejections except that one time. My girlfriend had also asked me, she's like, well, how do you discuss it? Like, how do you? And I said, well, usually what happens, a man will say to you, oh God, your hair is beautiful, or they'll compliment your hair. And that's the time that you chime in and say, well, thank you. It's not really my own, but thank you. I'll take that compliment. Well, at that time, he will say to you, oh, that's not your own hair? And you can say, no, it's a wig, or, oh, it's hair extensions. And then you just discuss it. Have a conversation, have a glass of wine, have a cup of coffee, have a conversation about it. My husband met me when I was not wearing a wig or extensions at the time. Like, I would take breaks. I would wear my bio hair sometimes. Lucy! This is my dog, Lucy. How are you, girl? Did you come to find out what Mama's up to? So I told my husband from the get-go when we were dating that I do wear wigs and hair extensions. And he kind of thought about it for a minute and he said, well, that's kind of interesting. It'll be like I'm dating a different woman from time to time. And I said, you can look at it that way. So I told my friend, I said, people are curious. You'll get more questions once you start wearing wigs about your bio hair, at least I have, where they'll be like, well, what's, you know, do you have hair? What does your real hair look like? And obviously the man in my life would see me with both a wig and my bio hair, because I'm not the type of girl that will wear a wig 24/7. When you first start wearing wigs, you're very excited, but then also self-conscious about it. And it's a journey. I mean, you have to just wear wigs, have these different experiences, and you learn, okay, this is okay. This is socially acceptable. No one's freaking out that I've got a wig on. You know, no one's trying to yank it off my head. No one's, you know, making fun of me. No one is, you know, giving me a hard time about it. It's just more socially acceptable now, I think. And I really think we can thank the Kardashian sisters for that. You know, with Kylie wearing wigs a lot, and just the Kardashians in general, they're not afraid to switch up their hairstyles, wear wigs, wear extensions. And I think because of their popularity, it has made it more mainstream. We can also thank our African American ladies, especially in music videos, the celebrities we see in movies. Well, I hope that this has helped maybe some beginners who are just now getting into wigs to feel a little more confident about going into the world and dating and socializing with a wig on their head. I've done it for 20 years, and like I said, I've had like maybe one bad experience. You just have to get out there and live your life the way that makes you happy. Don't worry about other people. Well, I'd love to hear from other beginner and veteran wig wearers what your experience wearing wigs and dating has been. Please feel free to leave a comment. If you have a question, I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have for me. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I plan to have many more wig reviews and wig discussions in the future. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.